I am hot. I am hot. I am hot. I am a fat, lazy, out of shape, red-headed ginger motherfucker. Hot. Hello there, all my friends on the internet. This is Jeff Meacham. You are watching episode 28 of Talk Wrestling on youtube.com/NoDQCAW, myspace.com/Jeff Meacham and /Aaron Rift, and on NoDQ.com, the source in professional wrestling. You get news on there, you get forums are on there, you get features like this show. All the other YouTube photos he puts up there in the features. Some of those people he put up there are crazy though. I'm telling you. Did you guys see that video of Moose breaking her leg a couple weeks ago? Ooh, that was ugly. Hope she recovers soon. She was cool. Mickey Knuckles. Moose, whatever you want to call her. Speedy recovery, my sweetheart. Alright. Alright. I got a lot of questions about this, but this one specifically is from PeopleChamp1234 at yahoo.com, whose screen name is John Cena. Yeah, okay. My question is, what are your thoughts on D'Lo Brown signing with WWE again? I'm happy. I like D'Lo. That's cool that he made his re-debut on a dark match a few weeks back. Hopefully he'll be on WWE TV soon. He'd be a great Intercontinental Champion again. I really think he would. There's no more European title, so he can't wear that belt, obviously. But the Intercontinental title would be perfectly suited for D'Lo. He was Intercontinental Champion before. He beat Jeff Jarrett for that title, and they had a great feud going into SummerSlam '99, where that bastard Mark Henry cost D'Lo both championships. And then Jeff Jarrett gave Mark Henry the European title. That's how Mark Henry got his first singles title. Now he's world champion. It's scary. This is from Jimmy Heartbreak from Riverside, California. Do you feel like guys like Santino, Carlito, Jericho, and even Kennedy and other guys around that size are too small to be world champions? Because it seems like Vince thinks most of the time. I love these guys and would love to see more medium and even small guys get the belt, because to me it's not about how big and buff you are, though I'm 6'2", 220, baby. Thank you for your vital stats there, Jimmy Heartbreak from Riverside. 6'2", 220. What do you bench? Just curious. Throw it out there for me. Let me know. First of all, Jericho was world champion. He was the first ever undisputed champion in WWE history. First undisputed champion in the world in 46 years. Prior to that was Luthez. It's a long time without an undisputed champion in this world. And even when he did become undisputed champion, the undisputed title wasn't undisputed that long. Because by August 2002, TNA was around, and their world champion, the NWA champion, was a world champion. I'm just saying. Santino, great Intercontinental Champion. It's not about his size that won't make him world champion. It's about his personality, his character. His character's lame. It's terrible. I wouldn't make him world champion. Ditto for Carlito. They're both better off in the mid-card. Now, a guy like Kennedy, first of all, I saw NoDQCAW's little comment, because Jeff's on Kennedy's nuts. You damn right I'm on Kennedy's nuts. He's fucking phenomenal. Kennedy's awesome. He should be a world champion. He'd have been world champion if he hadn't got his dumb ass suspended, or injured, or anything else that happened to him. Kennedy's awesome. He should be world champion. But Vince likes the bigger guys, although CM Punk's world champion right now. So, we'll see what happens there. Jonathan Anderson. Hey Jeff, I'm a big fan of the show. Hope you keep the good work going. Do you think bringing back Sable would benefit the WWE? I thought her previous stints in the company were successful, and maybe a GM role would be a good idea. What are your thoughts? As long as Sable is Mrs. Brock Lesnar, you won't see her back in WWE. Her and Brock are married. Brock is not going to be with WWE anymore. Brock is pursuing a wrestling career outside of WWE. They had a big lawsuit about that to get him free of his WWE obligations, and now he's working for New Japan Pro Wrestling. No, he's not. He's working for the Ultimate Fighting World. So how much I know. He's working for Ultimate Fighting. He has a fight coming up pretty soon. He's 0-1 in UFC, though. He tapped out already. Much like he did to... Who did he tap out to? Who was it? Benoit and Angle. Remember that at the house show, Aaron? We chanted, "You tapped out," and you're all, "So did Hogan." I remember that. I was there with you. Mike was there. Zoog's Rift was there. The legendary Zoog's Rift was in the house for that show. We sat in good seats too. We could see Paul Heyman's big bald head walking down the aisle. Much like my big bald head now. That's why I have a hat on. Paulie was smart. He wore a hat. He knew what he was doing. Alright, this is from Steve Johnson from Racine, Wisconsin. Do you think that Randy Orton will turn into a babyface when he comes back from his injury? Well, if the draft shows any indication, no. Because he came out and cut a very scathing promo against the fans of WWE on that show. And it's very unlikely he will be a babyface. But, as they say in the WWE, anything can happen. Just like this show, anything can happen. We can have noise in the background. From Jim Campbell. Hey Jeff, I watch your show all the time on YouTube. I got a question for you. Obviously. What do you think of Lance Cade now that he's going into singles competition? I've been saying for a while that he is a main eventer in tag team wrestling when Trevor Murdoch has held him back. What's your opinion on Cade wrestling on his own? The man was trained by Shawn Michaels. Surely he has potential to be a future Intercontinental, if not world champion. Please include my question on your show, Talk Wrestling. If not, can you send me a reply? Here's your reply, Mr. Jim Campbell. First of all, Cade is not on his own. He's backing up Chris Jericho right now. He's become, as Michael Cole or the King said on Raw, he is Jericho's shadow. But when he gets actually back in the ring and wrestle, he'll be cool. I'm a big fan of Lance Cade, always have been. I thought he was put in the tag team ranks much too quickly for my liking. He's a great singles competitor. He was trained by Shawn Michaels. He was one of two to graduate from the class to go into WWE, the other of course being Brian Kendrick, Spanky, and American Dragon Brian Nielsen was also in that same class, and he wrestled a dark match for WWE in Oakland. They billed him from Oakland. That was funny. He's from Aberdeen, Washington. Oh, we have kids. Uh-oh, the little kids around, Mike. And Aaron, the little kids, if you will. Yeah. Alright, here we go. This is from a guy in Puerto Rico named Jose Velez. Velez. Because the E is accent on the first E, so I think it's Velez. Velez? He's got a couple of good questions, so I'm going to answer them both. Usually I don't answer two questions on the same guy, but I'm going to do it this time. Many greetings and salutations from Puerto Rico. Again, congrats on becoming a father. Hope the baby is alright and healthy, which he is. It's very important. I have a couple of questions. What do you think about Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, Ring of Honor, and Chikara getting mainstream releases, and your personal thoughts about them? I'm very happy that PWG, Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, is getting a mainstream release called PWG Sells Out. It's the best of PWG over the last 3 years, 4 years, whatever it's been now. 5 years this year. They had their anniversary show the other weekend and I missed it. Damn it. But I heard it was really good. I'm very happy they're getting a mainstream release DVD. That's very cool for them. And as far as Ring of Honor goes, I've been a fan of Ring of Honor from what I've seen. You know, I haven't seen too much of their stuff. What I've seen is worth mainstream release. They have a lot of great talents there, the chief among them being the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, my favorite indie wrestler currently as we speak. Next to Jack Evans, of course. Oh, I mentioned Jack Evans again. Hi, Jack. I know you like mentioning Jack Evans, everybody, so hi, Jack. Anyway. And Chikara. I don't know much about Chikara except that one of their main guys works for Epic War, which I'm not supposed to mention anymore. Because they fired me. Bastards. I'll get to them later, maybe. If I feel they're worth it. That's cool that they're getting mainstream releases. I like Ring of Honor being on pay-per-view. I like PWG getting their DVD and Chicago getting their DVD release. That's really cool. Speaking of XME people, this is from Josh. Not from Josh Tariff, though. This is from Joshua Lee, or Josh Lee. My question is, what do you think of TNA's World X Cup? Do you think it's a good idea to showcase indie wrestlers that are not on the TNA roster when the time could be used to instead showcase TNA contracted wrestlers? I actually like the World Cup. I think it's a very good idea, and TNA is showing its diversity. TNA is showing that they can have contracted talent be showcased, and as well as showing guys that they're trying to bring in to maybe possibly bring in, like a Daivari, like an Alex Kozlov, like Doug Williams, who else on Team International? And you got guys from Mexico and Japan. The guys from Dragon Gate are on that Team Japan. That's fucking phenomenal, man. I've seen those guys live. They're great. Mexico, you got Bucanero, you got Ultimo Guerrero, They're both great too. You're seeing a lot of talent that you don't see in WWE because WWE is so tight knit. They're so not willing to go out of their comfort zone and showcase these guys on television. But TNA is willing to do that. That's one of the things I love about TNA. They're willing to showcase people that aren't necessarily contracted. And let's see. Do you think that WWE will finally get up its ass and finally induct Ricky Steamboat into the Hall of Fame after being snubbed for 4 years in a row since becoming a road agent, or induct other people like Honky Tonk Man or the Von Erichs? Well, they're going to be in Houston, Texas next year for WrestleMania. So my guess would be the Von Erichs will get inducted, or at least Kerry Von Erich will get inducted, if not the entire Von Erich family, because they deserve it. Honky Tonk, if WWE and Honky Tonk got along, I'm sure that would happen. Well, I don't think they get along anymore. So I don't know if that'll happen. I'd like to see Ricky Steamboat get inducted. Ricky Steamboat deserves it. He was a great world champion for the NWA. He was a great Intercontinental champion for the whole, whatever it was, 3 months he reigned. 2 months, 2.5, something like that. But he was a great talent that WWE severely underutilized. They had him in one main event program, and that was with Savage, which led to what many consider the greatest match in WrestleMania history, that being WrestleMania 3, Savage and Steamboat for the Intercontinental Championship. So we'll see. Hopefully they'll get inducted in the Hall of Fame. Thank you all very much for watching this episode of Talk Wrestling. The kids thank you. The trucks thank you. But most of all, I thank you. And Mickey Mouse thanks you too. We will see you next time on Talk Wrestling. We'll answer more of your questions. Again, the inbox is closed. If you're sending me questions, they're getting deleted, so don't send them. See you next time.
Mommy, why are there 2 girls kissing? Well, sweetheart, that's called hot lesbian action.
Hang on 1 second, Terry. Hang on. I'm sorry, Terry. Hey!
What is that?
Stop.
That was some hot dog action. What was that?
Hot dog action, exactly. Stop it. Lay down.
Hush up.
Lay down. All the way. Stop.
Ty was barking at me earlier, and he didn't make that much noise.
Ty was barking at you earlier.
Yeah, I said Ty was barking at me earlier like that, but he didn't make that much noise.
Okay.
What's the joke, guys? I'm waiting for the last.
Hang on 1 second, Terry. Get down the hall. Come on, Maggie, go. Maggie, come on. Maggie, come.